Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, we have a very special guest today. Bobby Miller, right-handed pitcher, flamethrower in the Dodgers organization, joins Dodgers Daily. Bobby, I've been wanting to catch up with you for a while, all the way going back to Tulsa. So thank you so much for joining, man.
Of course, no problem.
Okay,
Thanks
so the last time I saw you in Oklahoma City, right before you got called up, I was sitting in the stands. It was like 5 o'clock, and you ran the stands for like an hour and a half. So like the first thing that popped out to me was just the pregame work that you put into everything you do. Talk about how important that is to you.
It's really important, developing a routine, especially as a starter. That's something that's really important, I'm not really big on like rituals and stuff like that. One thing I am big on is a routine, like having a consistent routine. You don't want to be doing something different every single day. You want to be able to adapt to stuff, like when you don't have stuff like at a certain stadium or whatever, or that you can't add to your normal routine. You got to be able to adapt to that. But just developing a routine like before you get up to the big leagues, I think is super important.
So your last year at Louisville, you're on the same team as Dalton Rushing. Did you ever get to throw to him any?
I threw to him a couple times. I might have been once my junior year. It was a really short year. I had 4 starts that year because of COVID. It was 2020, so it was a really short season. We got canceled. Like the season got canceled like 4 weeks in, so I didn't really get to throw to him much out there. But I definitely got to throw to him in like spring scrimmages and fall scrimmages. He definitely. I don't know if I ever really faced him though, like pitching wise.
No
there, like an inter squad. I think I had. I think I definitely did a couple times. We faced everyone, but I don't remember like how results or anything went.
He hit a massive bomb last night, by the way. So hey.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so first round draft pick. You've been on the top prospects list forever. Talked to Diego Cartaya about this. I asked this question at Dalton Rushing. How does a guy like Bobby Miller handle all those expectations?
I kind of just don't think about all that kind of stuff. To me, in my eyes, like the prospect rankings and stuff like that doesn't really mean anything to me. It's definitely like I was definitely blessed to be up there. I'm very thankful for people having high expectations of me because I hold myself to high expectations, and I'm always going to hold myself to high expectations. But like rankings at the end of the day really just doesn't mean anything. A lot of guys are going to get their shot whether they're ranked or not, and it's what you do with that shot you get, or what the opportunity you get. It's what you do with that opportunity and make out of it. You're going to make the most out of it. Especially the guys that aren't ranked. They're always chasing the guys that are, and there's a lot of talent everywhere. I don't really think the rankings really mean much.
So the first time I ever got to see you pitch in person, it was Tulsa. It was a Friday night, and it was in May of 2022, and it was against Jack Leiter. I don't know if you remember that game or not, but it was totally
I remember
electric.
that game. Yeah.
And you completely outdueled him. I mean, Jack Leiter was like the name in professional baseball at that time. He had just come out of Vanderbilt. So take us through that very first big professional experience for you.
Yeah, that was a fun game for sure. Tulsa, wow, that was a great time.
Yeah.
Tulsa, that was the best time I've had at a minor league affiliate probably. Every one of our affiliates is just outstanding. Whether the coaching staff, the chefs, everything like that. You have nothing to complain about at any level you're at. They take care of you everywhere, but there's just something about the city of Tulsa, the fans and everything. The fans are always showing up, They made it really fun there. And it was easy to have a good time in Tulsa and have fun while playing baseball.
I want to take you back to an experience you had at Great Lakes, a combined no-hitter. That was really cool, too.
Yeah,
Jacob
I remember that
Candleberry, I believe it was Cam Gibbons, Clayton Beater, who's with the
Clayton
Yankees.
Beater, yeah.
Talk us through that.
That was a special game. I didn't throw like a ton of innings. I only had 5 innings that day. I was usually on a pitch count every outing out there, but it was a special game. It was a tough place to pitch at too. Honestly, Lake County is a pretty tough place to pitch at. But we had the guys to do it. With the guys coming in after me, I kind of knew it was going to happen. Like the studs that we had coming in that game. We had studs up and down the lineup and up and down the pitching staff. It was a special moment to be able to share it with some friends, and I'm not teammates with some of them anymore, but I'm always wishing the best for them.
So you got ramped up a little bit late last year. You made your major league debut. Take us through that experience.
Yeah, so I really wish I could have had a full season last year. Like health-wise, I felt like I easily could have. Towards the end of the year, like I was feeling better and better month by month. Especially towards the end of the season, I felt like more than 100%. Like it was crazy. A lot of guys start like getting tired at the end of the year, but you know, I felt like I was like building up more and more as the year went on. So I mean, that was a really good sign for me last year, and I hope it's the same way for me this year. You know, feeling better and better as the year goes on. So you know, I mean, since the injury, I've been feeling better and better. You know, I haven't been getting the results I wanted, but yeah, it was a little difficult coming back like mid-season after an injury. Like, feels like I was going through spring training again, and coming back with a lot of guys that are in mid-season form. That was really tough on me, but you know, I feel like I'm in a lot better spot right now. I feel like I'm getting a lot of my stuff back, and my confidence is coming back, and I'm really excited.
The day after your Major League debut, I was in Wichita, and I got to talk to your former AA manager, Scott Hennessy, and he had mentioned the entire team. They had a rain out that day, or that delay, and they were all in there watching Bobby Miller make his Major League debut. So that was really cool. He was really proud of that. So I say that to say, I mentioned this in the interview when I was talking to Henny, in that just watching you pitch, you expect such perfection out of yourself. Is that sometimes a blessing and a curse for you?
100%. You know, more times than not, it's gonna be a curse. But you know, at the end of the day, it's always gonna keep yourself working hard every single day. So that's a really big picture. Is just being a perfectionist. Is your work ethic is always gonna be super high, no matter what. You know, holding yourself to high expectations is always gonna force you to work hard, and you know, just trying to outwork a lot of people, and you know, just. You know, that's the thing. But the curse about it is, you know, like say a bullpen doesn't go well, you're going to be really aggravated about it. But at the end of the day, it's just a bullpen. You know, I've had plenty of pregame bullpens as well, like that just are really bad. Like I have no idea where the ball is going, like before the game, and then I get on the mound in a game, a hitter steps in the box, the lights turn on, and boom, I'm dialed in, and just locating really good and commanding the baseball really well.
So I get this question a lot. Bobby Miller. So what's the difference between the Bobby Miller that blows away Shohei Ohtani in a spring training setting versus the Bobby Miller that maybe gives up 4 or 5 runs in an outing? What's the difference between those two?
I mean, obviously, like the velocity was a little higher at the time and last year. You know, velocity's going back up right now, but really just like, I mean, I think there's a pretty like big difference. You know, like that was also kind of a spring training game. I was a kid who, well, I still am really young, but I was a guy who like didn't have any major league time or anything like that. I was super amped up for a freeway series game versus a guy like Shohei who probably, he's just like, he's getting his work in, and obviously he holds himself to high expectations as well. But at the end of the day, like I was a kid like really amped up to face major league hitters at the time, and you know, I still am really amped up every time I'm out there. But I mean, the difference is, you know, that was just a good outing, and a 4 or 5 run outing isn't a great outing. You know, those outings are going to happen. You know, you can't be perfect every time, so that's going to happen.
Absolutely. Bobby Miller, this has been an honor to talk to you. I've been wanting to catch up with you for 2 or 3 years now, so thank you so much for joining Dodgers Day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.